Oh, sorry.
Which,
Now I'm brighter.
from a which? There you go. Brighter's better. All right,
Yep.
we good?
Yep. Let's start
All
it.
right. Welcome to episode 126. This episode 2, we talk about social distance concerts, bots versus bots, and Anton has no floor. I'm Mount Flores.
And I'm Anton Duan.
Anton, wait, do you have a floor now?
Yeah. I usually finish the project in a day. So, yeah, I do have floor.
Okay,
Um,
making sure.
yeah. So, what's up, dude? It's been 2 weeks. What's going on?
Actually, I took this past week off
Hmm.
from work. I was originally gonna go visit my mom, but because of the whole quarantine stuff, I
Hmm.
had to cancel the trip. I originally only had Friday and Monday off,
Hmm.
but I was so ahead of my projects, I decided to take the whole week off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay home and do nothing.
I didn't really know it was your whole week off. I would have played more games, but yeah, but I
Well,
don't
you
think I
mean you
would.
still, yeah, I
Yeah.
was like you had a project going on and then you had work too. So
Yeah.
um, I will say not as satisfying as I hoped because I mean I was already at home anyways. Really, all I did was just play some more video games, but not really
Hmm.
much.
Hmm.
The rest of the time, I was just watching Netflix, which I probably would have had in the background during my
Hmm.
time where I didn't have meetings.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How's
So,
your life been?
yeah, I know that I want to do a different type of flooring because where I live here in Florida, there's
Hmm.
a lot of uh, moisture in the air. So it's
Yeah.
a good and bad thing. So I kind of wanted to remove all the carpet that's in the house and replace it with flooring.
Hmm.
I was looking into a couple of different laminates, and then I started looking into like planks and tiles.
Hmm.
Tiles would take more professional work. It's
Yeah.
better to have someone do it. And then, preferably, I would always want flooring that is either
Well,
laminate or something different. So I
I,
ended
w-
up.
I,
You go ahead.
I will say tile seems like the easiest thing to install until you hit a weird corner or you realize your room isn't as square as you thought it would be,
Yeah,
and you have to do a lot of
it's
tile
true.
pitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
All
the
right. Sorry.
thing
Go
with
ahead.
tiles is you have to put those caulking in the middle,
Hmm.
in between the tiles, and
Yeah.
that's something that I don't want to do. That's gravel basically, and I don't
Hmm.
want to do that. It gets pretty dirty, and it takes a long time, and it takes time to set too, which
Yeah.
is another thing. So, anyways, I found this thing called LVP, which is luxury vinyl planks.
Hmm.
These are kind of like high end. They're kind of like a wood piece. Like it feels like the design is like feels like wood, but it's engineered. But the luxury ones, they look nice and everything, but they have a newer version called EVPs, and these are engineered vinyl planks. And the
Hmm.
difference between this and the other one is this one is more of a flexible material, so it
Okay.
expands easier through temperature, and
Hmm.
especially in Florida. If you have these type of woods or types of flooring, it
Hmm.
expands during the winter and during the summer.
So it's good for areas that have like a big range of climate from like freezing cold to scorching hot summers.
Yeah, and dude, it's crazy. Like these are so much easier than the old laminate that you have to put together. I remember when I did laminate for my room in California, I would have to like
Hmm.
hammer every single piece in, and it takes a little bit of work in the
Yeah.
hammering.
A
But
lot of
these,
patience.
yeah, a lot of patience. But these are pretty easy. Like the first couple minutes, a first hour of getting into it, you have to understand like you have to go at a certain angle for every single piece, and
Hmm.
it's mostly tapping. It's not really a lot of hammering. It is, but I
Hmm.
mean it's mostly tapping movement. It's nothing like how it used to be. So it's so much
Hmm.
easier now, and it
That's
looks
good.
a lot nicer too. Feels really nice on the feet. um, but yeah,
I'm get
yeah, go ahead.
I'm guessing the part that takes the longest is the prep, like clearing out everything, taking out the
Yes.
old carpet.
That's
Not
true. Yeah. So taking out the carpet is the easiest part. The part that kind of sucks is there's those grip on the sides with the nails that are
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. I have to like,
The
yeah, I have to
the
actually
little like
use a
thin piece of
crowbar.
wood.
Yeah, I have to take a crowbar to take them all out. And there's already crown moldings around the bottom corners of the room,
Yep.
so I have to take those out too. Because I mean, if
You
you
have to be.
want to put it down, you got to have it
Mhm.
even, so you got to take those out.
Also,
Yeah.
like, you also have to be careful you don't freaking mess up your wall while you're taking off the crown molding too.
Oh yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Oh god.
Yeah, but I didn't damage the wall too much. I just
Okay.
did it enough where I'm like, oh, whoops. Okay, but I can fix that. Type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just patch up the wall before you start putting the crown molding back on.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, either way though, like say you took out the carpeting and all that stuff, and you had to take out the crown molding anyways because you want it to be level with the new floor.
Hmm. Yeah,
The
that's true.
carpet the carpet and the carpet and the new floor is not going to be the same level as it was. So
No.
no, but that's good. I mean, it's good you took it out while you had, easier to do it now than when you have a kid to watch over
Yeah.
and you have
Yeah.
to pause.
So I ended up
Or you
buying
have to,
enough
or
for.
you have to watch the noise you're making so you don't wake him up.
That's true. Yeah. So I ended up buying enough to cover all of the floors that has carpet.
Mhm.
So I think realistically for EVP, it would cost you around 2,000 something for the whole entire set
Well,
for what I'm doing.
what about per square footage? What's the price difference?
I think it was like $2.80 something cents.
Okay,
But I ended up getting a coupon that brought it down to $1.69.
gotta find those deals.
Yeah, so it was a steal. So that's the one thing that I was like, oh, that's a really good deal. So I pulled the trigger. Yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise I think I would have just done like a couple of rooms, especially the nursery. Yeah.
hmm
Hmm.
Speaking of buying things, fair warning. Actually, I think you probably received one of the packages today. My baby shower, not baby shower, the
Yeah, baby
the
shower.
yeah, baby shower list or whatever.
Hmm.
The two items I bought, they're being sent separately. I think one of them arrived early, and the other one's gonna arrive Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, it says from Alan Flores. Oh, it's a little microfiber cloth.
Oh, I showed Martha those because I'm like we ordered the diaper bag,
Hmm.
and I was like, well, it's just one thing. I want to see what else you can buy. What else? What little add-on can we find?
Hmm.
And I saw those, and I sent her a picture. She goes, "Oh, those look cute." I'm like, "Those look super soft. I almost want to buy them for myself just for like the gym."
Yeah.
Nothing like a guy at the gym just patting himself with a super quilted microfiber like pink cloth.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the thing about being a parent is when you start buying stuff for your kid, you're like, damn, I wish I had this for myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is this for kids? Why can't they have this for me too?
Yeah. I think we had some friends that like Gerber baby food.
But have you tried sitting in those like nursing chairs, like those kind of like lazy, like I feel they're more comfortable than freaking lazy boys.
Yeah. It's crazy because we were at Bye Bye Baby, which is one of the baby stores, and
Mhm.
we went to the furniture section. And Julie's been, she's been having a hard time sleeping. So then
Yeah.
she's like, looking at some of the cribs, and then she saw, one of those chairs, uh,
hmm
those recliners. So then she sits right on, and then she's like, I don't think I'm leaving.
Yeah. Like you're buying this chair and having it delivered with me already in it.
Yeah. So what ended up happening? Yeah, we bought one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sitting on
See,
our
that's
living
your
room
gaming chair right there.
now. Dude, it's pretty damn comfortable. I don't know how they do it, but it's crazy comfortable. Uh,
Yeah.
I think probably the reason why it's so comfortable is it's handcrafted here in the U.S. Like there's
Really?
yeah. The good ones are handcrafted here in the U.S.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was not aware.
Yeah.
All right, Anton. Any other quarantine life updates before we get going here? We have a long list.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Catan with my family, and
Yeah.
we tried Catan Universe, and it's a little buggy. I guess you tried that
A
too.
little bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't freaking log in.
Oh wow.
You remember you told me like, oh, just download Catan Universe for free. I'm like, all right, I'm down. I was
Hmm.
almost gonna send it to Martha too, to like, so she can play too.
Hmm.
And she, I was like, I downloaded it, and the first screen, it's like, oh, username password. I'm like, oh, maybe I went too far. So I close out the app, tried
Mhm.
it again, same screen. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a button here somewhere for me to create an account. Nothing. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's one of those things where like I just enter my username and password.
Mhm.
It's gonna say you don't have an account. Do you want to create one? Something.
Mhm.
It's a little
Yeah.
something more intuitive. Nothing. I message you frustrated. And you're like, oh, just go to the website. I'm like, fine. So I went to the website. It
Uh-huh.
says, play mobile. Download our app now. Nothing on the website about like creating an account. Nothing.
Oh, that's so stupid. All right. All
I was
that
like,
aside, there is a website called colonist.io, and it's basically a rip-off version of Catan
open,
that you can play
open source
online.
Catan.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's open source, and it's pretty straightforward. Like,
Yeah.
you open up the website, you create a room, you invite your friends with a link, and you can start playing right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
I think the only, I think a lot of people are trying to rediscover those multiplayer games on apps now, like the
Yeah.
real time ones, not like the ones where you can kind of friend each other. There's
Yeah.
actually like interaction.
And there's a lot of people playing right now too. It says right here there's like over 5,000 people playing right now on this
Yeah.
website.
What was the other game? Pictionary. I was like,
Pictionary. Oh yeah. The one
I
that we
tried
were
it on my
playing.
phone.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't work
Again,
that great on the phone. Yeah.
no, I learned that because I'm like, okay, cool. I was into it. I'm like, it's a little like the site is very simple. I would say simplistic, minimalistic. But I'm like,
Hmm.
whatever. It does
Yeah.
what it does.
Scribble.io.
Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
because I was seeing you guys play. I'm like, okay, cool. Like everybody's into it.
I think
And
the
it was
thing
my
that
turn.
sucks is like when you're trying to guess and you're typing stuff
Yeah.
in, and especially you have a small keyboard on your phone,
Hmm.
and if you have a computer, you can just like answer it like that.
Well, like I started to draw, and
Hmm.
then I'm like, okay, cool. Mine was Poseidon. I was like, okay, cool. Draw the ocean,
Uh-huh.
and then switch colors, switch colors. Son of a bitch, I can't switch colors.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and then I finally was able to like draw a Triton or draw a Triton.
Mhm.
Um,
And
and
then
I couldn't. Yeah,
it's
I couldn't erase. I couldn't switch colors. I couldn't switch size of like the dot. It
and
was I was
the funny
so
thing
freaking
is
frustrated.
people can't spell. How do
Oh,
you
I
spell
know. I saw that.
Poseidon?
I'm like,
It's
so
like
I know somebody wrote something close to it. I'm like, oh god.
yeah. I think I was the first
Somebody
one
put
to guess that one.
somebody put King Triton. I'm like, that's not even the right amount of letters.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
that's
dude.
fine.
Let's get on to the show.
All right. All right, Anton, starting news with a little bit of a controversial topic or rumor mill here.
Hmm.
Kim Jong Un had been missing for a couple weeks now.
Hmm.
A lot of people were kind of wondering because he canceled on some summit. Some people thought, oh, maybe it's related to coronavirus. He doesn't want to travel. North Korea has been very clear that they have no cases of coronavirus in their country, but they're still keeping everything isolated like they usually do. Then some stuff started coming out about Kim Jong Un going into surgery,
Hmm.
which he has had a history of heart conditions or heart problems, and then no word since then.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday morning, hashtag Kim Jong Un. Kim Jong Undead was trending. People didn't realize it was Kim Jong Un dead.
Hmm.
So there's rumors. Some people within the North Korean country, North Korean state, are saying that he passed away or is in a vegetative state. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so nothing's been confirmed yet, of course.
No,
So my thoughts are he maybe just finished a surgery, so he's just resting right now.
covering.
Yeah.
I I really think this is gonna be if he did die.
Hmm.
One thing I think the best case scenario is that the he died because that would make the succession plan a bit more straightforward, which would be his sister, right? That's his next
Yeah.
closest relative.
Yeah. Dude,
Um,
she's always like she looks so intimidating all at all times.
Oh yeah, I think the first time I ever saw her was during the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like, who the hell is that? That's a sister. Jesus.
Yeah. It's like one of those
Um,
evil sisters that wants to take
yeah.
over, but she can't because there's the brother in the way.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like that's like the like if you were to like typecast, a sibling that wanted to take power,
Yeah.
that'd be her. Um, the more messy thing here is if he is in a vegetative state, which means he's neither dead nor alive.
Hmm.
What's the plan there? Do they give power to his sister, or do they wait to see what happens to him? And then if they're waiting, who's running the country, during that time? Because he has killed off a lot of his generals.
Oh yeah, his
So
uncles and all that. Yeah, crazy, crazy.
yeah, anybody that might have been able to lead the country, or like would be willing to lead the country,
Hmm.
is probably dead.
Yeah,
Killed
that's
by
true.
him.
I think.
Yeah. So
I mean, from what we've seen already, it's usually in the bloodline, so
hmm
it would totally make sense to have the sister take the place in power. Um,
hmm
yeah, I think that's the only way that would work because that would kind of be a little messed up to choose someone else unless she gives up her position.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. But yeah. So that's been the rumor going on. It's been on Twitter. A lot a lot of people are relieved when they realized that it was not Kim Jong Un dead. It was Kim Jong Un dead.
Yeah.
All right,
Uh,
Don. Moving. Still staying in the Asian topic world.
mhm.
Uh, Lululemon has a racist designer apparently. The art director for one of the art directors for Lululemon posted a picture and a link to I think it was a long sleeve T-shirt with a racist picture that was a Chinese takeout box with bat wings, and on the box it says "No, thank you." So Lululemon got a lot of crap for one of their art designers posting that, even though it had
Wow.
nothing. Even though like it was not a Lululemon design, he
Hmm.
didn't make it. He's not making it. He just found the link and posted it, and I have no idea what's happened to him since then. But I'm wondering if he's gonna get fired for just such a stupid mistake.
Mm, yeah.
Th-
I
this
don't
from
know
the
what to
guy.
say about that.
I'm like, I was waiting to see your reaction because you wanted to make some Wuhan shirts during all
Oh,
this stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Well, mine makes sense because it's like, the whole problem where a lot of people were beating up Asians out of nowhere, and
hmm
that's the only reason why I wanted to make a shirt that says, just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I'm from Wuhan, you know? Uh,
So very catchy.
yeah.
All right. Well, continue because everything now is related to COVID-19.
Hmm.
Next is AMC possibly filing for bankruptcy. It's not official, but there's some speculation based on the company's last earnings and how much they have in reserve. There's a lot of speculation that AMC, if this quarantine lasts longer than July, they might have to file for bankruptcy,
Yeah. Well,
which
they
is go ahead.
they are looking forward to, the first releases coming back to the movie theater would be Mulan and Tenet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I
It,
think
wa-
those
it's
have a date of like the end of July or August, I think.
well, Tenet. I had had the topic on our agenda here, but
Hmm.
I'll just say yeah. It's Tenet. It's still scheduled for July.
Hmm.
That I'm so freaking excited for that movie. I'm happy it hasn't been postponed
Hmm.
yet.
Yeah.
I really want to see it. Um, but yeah, dude, this makes me sad though because I think out of all the movie programs since what's it called, the movie, oh my god, what was like the red card, the movie
The red
where we had
card?
the debit card.
The what?
Yeah, the
Game?
freaking the membership for like the first like
Oh,
you
Movie
paid for
Pass.
movie pass. There we go. That one movie pass process. I don't know what. Yeah. So ever since movie pass, like this has been my favorite like movie program, like membership.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I really hope AMC can power through this because I do not want to sign up for Century Theaters Movie Club.
Do they have one yet?
They've had one. It's a stupid one. You pay
Oh,
10. They pay $15 a month. It's good for one movie, and then you can buy additional passes for $15.
that doesn't make any sense. It's like buying a
I
movie
know
ticket.
it's I think when we talked about it like 2 summers ago, like that was my rant. Is like you're just prepaying for your movies.
Yeah, doesn't make any
You're
sense.
not getting yeah, you're not getting any benefit out of it. So
Hmm.
yeah, I come on, AMC, hold on, just take a little longer.
Yeah. All right.
What's going on here? Anton Mac.
Okay, so I've been having this problem where my MacBook would overheat and it would just shut off. And now I'm understanding why. So, a lot of times when you have a lot of stuff, do you have the new MacBook? The one with the
Mac.
USB-C?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how like it has a bunch of different ports and you can charge from any port, correct?
Hmm. Hmm.
So here's the thing: if you overload on the right or left
Hmm.
with like a monitor plug or a power plug and a bunch of other plugs, USB into one side, it'll
Hmm.
overheat that side.
Oh,
Yeah.
which is concerning because I have my power cord and my uh USB hub all plugged in on the left side right now.
Yeah. So I would recommend to plug some on the right side and plug some on the left side. You can do it after this, of course, but that's what I found out because all of a sudden my laptop would just shut off. And I think it's
Yeah.
probably because I'm running a bunch of designing software and it's
Oh,
overheating.
no.
And at the same
Yeah.
time, it's charging and uh, exporting video to a monitor because I have like a
Hmm.
3 monitor setup. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I found out. So now you know.
Well, yeah, good to know. I mean, I haven't had any trouble with overheating, maybe because I only have all this stuff plugged in while we record.
Hmm.
Usually it's either, you know, just the charging cord or sometimes I'll plug it in my mouse and keyboard, but never at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not running as many programs as you are.
No.
So I'm good.
Yeah. Hmm. All right.
All right,
So,
Anton, what's going on Fortnite?
yeah, so Fortnite had another event, and so far, when we watch some of the clips of people experiencing these events,
Hmm.
it's so freaking awesome. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like that scene in Ready Player One where uh, something.
Oh yeah, it's a virtual event that people have to attend. Like you have to go to a location in the virtual world.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so Fortnite had a concert, I guess a mini concert with
Hmm.
Travis Scott, and I don't know if you've seen the whole clip yet of the whole concert. It's pretty rad. Uh,
Not clips, but I've seen screenshots of it, and it
mhm.
looks very s- chaotic, and a bit creepy because you have a
Yeah,
giant guy dancing around.
yeah. So basically, like before the concert even starts, there's a stage in the middle of the map, and you would expect like the Travis is coming and he's performing on that stage, right? So you see this
Hmm.
like giant spaceship coming from like the sky and it's coming down and it gets to where the stage is, and then Travis Scott is not even in that spaceship. He's just in like an asteroid, and then it just blows up on the side. And they're not even using the stage at this point anymore. It's just a giant Travis Scott in the whole entire map, and he's like teleporting around, and it looks pretty freaking awesome. It's like a virtual futuristic music video that you can interact to. So I thought that was actually really, really
Yeah,
neat.
yeah. What was the first concert they did? Was it Marshmallow, or
Yeah,
was that just like
Marshmallow.
the last, or was that just the last one they did?
Marshmallow was the last one, and then I think before that they did the Star Wars uh, Rise of Skywalker event with J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, and then they did a Thanos theme one, but that was a gameplay,
Hmm.
not anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I think it was the creator of Fortnite or some or one of the artists they've worked with talking about saying like it's such a cool medium to be able to interact with people. Like it's unexpected. People don't really know what. I mean, to be redundant, people don't know what to expect when you have the schedule. Like you said, they had a stage, but that's not where the performance was, and it wasn't, a video of him playing. It's a virtual him playing.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
awesome. And I guess they did the same concert a couple days in a row, so that way
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people can experience it. Because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't get to experience the last few ones because they only did it once,
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense for them to do it a couple times for people to
Okay.
actually experience it.
The question is it a douche move to kill people while the concert's going on?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh, really? They'll kill us off?
The friendly fire is on. All the weapons are, I think, disabled. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and the only thing you can do is press the emote button
Uh-huh.
and dance
To
to the
dance.
music,
Okay.
or just have fun.
Okay, cool. I'm down with that then.
Yeah.
All right, Anton. So staying in the gaming world, Nintendo Switch. There's been a large shortage. Well, this makes sense. There's been a shortage of Nintendo Switches because since the whole quarantine stuff started happening, people need some sort of entertainment at home. Xbox and PlayStation might be too much for some people that aren't into gaming,
Hmm.
but they do want some sort of entertainment at home. So the best option is Nintendo Switch. But since the stores have been in short supply, there's been the only real way to get it is through third-party sellers who are usually price gouging.
Hmm.
I had a friend that she just bought a Nintendo Switch Lite, which usually goes for being 200,
Hmm.
I think, right?
Hmm.
She bought it for 350.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh, so to fight the shortage, Nintendo has announced that they will be amping up production up to 10% to kind of help, minimize the price gouging and try to get them to people that want the entertainment or need the entertainment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that
but
tells me how bad your friend wants to play Animal Crossing.
yeah, that is the game she's down.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, the day before I saw this announcement, there was another one. I think it was IGN.
Hmm.
I can't remember which one. They posted an article about Autobot purchasing, which,
Autobot.
yeah, so third-party vendors have not created, but they've started using bots to purchase Nintendo Switches as soon as they are available through, say, Amazon or Target or Walmart,
Hmm.
so they can buy them at retail and then sell them at a higher price. So before people can even realize that they're in stock, they're already been purchased.
God damn it.
So
What happened?
which is,
What happened to captchas?
I
Recaptchas?
mean, well, I mean, does Amazon or
No,
Target
they
do
don't.
captures?
They
Yeah, they
should.
don't.
They should.
I mean, at this point, but that's what I thought was funny that Nintendo's saying to fight the shortage or amping up production. But I'm like, there's no shortage. Like there's pictures of like storage units being filled with the Nintendo Switches and other like
I have them at
Nintendo.
my store. It's kind of weird. Like I see people saying that it's out of stock, and then I would go to Target to get some medicine, and I would just pass by. There's a bunch of them. I don't know. I don't think it's. I think it's just depending on the area, I guess.
It depends on the area, but also I think if you go through areas where they aren't delivering
Hmm.
or they aren't shipping out Switches, you can get them. So GameStop, it had well, I don't know if it actually closed now, but for a while they were doing the no entrance purchasing. You can order
Curbside
online,
delivery.
but yeah, you have to either go curbside or walk up to the door of the GameStop.
Tell
That
them what you
show
want.
them your receipt,
Hmm.
and the manager will hand you the product or the
Hmm.
product. That sounds like a drug deal. Hand you your merchandise.
Yeah.
Uh, but I did see some Nintendo Switches available through that. So
Hmm.
I mean, that's something bots can't do.
Yeah. Yep. All
All right,
right.
Anton.
So I guess
Speaking.
if you do need a Nintendo Switch, just wait. I don't think it's worth it to buy it at a higher price at this point.
No, I mean it's what, like 50% markup at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, pass.
Hey, you can always play Animal Crossing on your cell phone now for the time being.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, Ton. Speaking of bots, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone.
Hmm.
I keep, every time I text you to play this, I keep saying Warfare, and it's Warzone.
Yeah.
But anyways, so uh, Call of Duty has been, was Activision, or
Activision.
is Activision, right?
Hmm.
Activision is trying to actively fight cheaters online. They banned, I think, 70,000 cheaters the couple weeks ago, and now the people that they suspect are cheating, they came up with a unique way of dealing with them.
Mm.
Pretty much, if you're suspected of cheating, you're always going to get matched up with other people that are suspected of cheating. The headline I read for this one was "Let the best aimbot win."
That's funny. That's
Yeah,
really funny.
I like this. I like this. It's a good way to deal with cheaters. Either A, if they consistently lose, I think that tells Activision that, this probably isn't a cheater. Uh, and if they are cheating, are they really having as much fun if they keep getting taken out just as much as they take out other people?
Yeah.
It's a
See,
level playing ground.
this is why I like, how Counter Strike was back in the days when they make you buy the game to get the CD key.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and then um, if you get caught, that means that your CD key is banned.
Oh, your account isn't banned. Your city key is.
Yeah. So if you want to play again, you would have to buy a new CD key. So that's the
It's
only
good
way
for,
to stop people from, making new
yeah,
accounts all the time.
good for business, but also good for making people pay for their cheating.
Hmm.
All right, Anton. Some live anime live action. Whoops. Sorry, I just burped up my Maui uh IPA Big Swell. It's
Oh,
very carbonated.
well.
Um, so some anime live action is reportedly in development. Um, the one that's been kind of circulating most is One Punch Man. One Punch Man.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully
So that,
it's going to be directed by a big director, right?
yeah, I forgot the name escapes me, but yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, well, that's gonna be a good one. Um, but there's some other ones that are apparently in development. There seems to be I think because comic books have been kind of played out, they're kind of trying to dive into other uh you know properties to see what kind of franchise they can make out of this.
Oh, Venom Riders. So that's
Which
kind of cool.
okay, that's what it was, because I saw some of the Twitter stuff conversation around it, and people saying, "Oh, they're gonna ruin it like they've ruined Venom." Venom was not ruined by the writers. Venom was ruined by editing. Let's get that right.
Yeah. If they kept
um,
the rated R stuff, they would have been fine.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So some of the other live action stuff that's reportedly in development, or at least in talks for, is Akira, Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop, which we know is it has the Netflix deal
Hmm.
with John Cho.
John Cho.
Yeah. Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, Lone Wolf and Cub, Mobile Suit Gundam. That one I'm excited for. Naruto, One Punch Man. We talked about One Piece. Robotech, which has been rumored for years. I think my brother needs to go see a doctor because he's had a boner for this one for too long. Uh,
Oh
Star
gosh.
Blazers,
Hmm.
Star Blazers, Sword Art Online,
Hmm.
Voltron, which that one I do believe because Netflix has made a lot of money from has gotten a lot of views from the animated series that they rebooted. So I wouldn't doubt that Netflix would be trying to bid for a live action version of Voltron. And Your Name. I'm not
My
familiar with that
name.
last one.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Uh, I think out of the whole list, I would probably be excited for Sword Art Online because it's pretty
Yeah, you talked
awesome.
about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're living in a
Uh,
game, so it's kind of cool.
yeah, I think Mobile Suit or Robotech would be the ones I'm excited for. Um, just depends on which storyline they go with for either one of those.
Hmm.
Uh, Akira maybe because it does have a history and it does it's lasted at least two generations now. Um,
3.
Attack on Titan might be too weird. Depends on how they develop that.
Hmm.
Other ones, I'm not sure. I mean,
They already
I
have a
question.
live action Attack on Titan. It's kind of bland.
Oh,
Yeah, I watched it
oh,
already. It's a little bland.
I imagine a lot of green screen. Like not even like good green screen. I'm saying like you and me doing a whole movie green screen.
They they actually did a pretty decent job. There's also a Bleach movie too, and that one they changed the story a little too much, where I didn't really enjoy as much.
Yeah.
Oh, and another good news for Bleach is that I think they're continuing the series. They're gonna have more episodes because I
Oh,
think
okay.
they lost budget and they're like, you know what, we're gonna end it. But from what I heard, they're continuing the series, so kind of excited for that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are hesitant about this list too,
Hmm.
because and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when a lot of these movies are like anime movies are being made live action, the thing that they screw up that they focus too much on is the character hair.
Hmm.
That's what makes it more cartoony and makes it more cheesy in a live action. So I think
Hmm.
if they let the hair go, you
Yeah.
should be fine.
Hmm.
Which what they did with the Dragon Ball movie that was with Emmy Rossum.
Hmm. Emmy Rossum
Um,
and um,
not the other guy from freaking
Chadwick something. Dragon Ball.
I don't know, but yeah, no, like that's the thing they screw up. They focus on the hair and just let the hair go.
Justin Chatwin. There you go.
That was way off.
Hmm.
All right.
And
Anyway,
Emmy
Anton.
Rossum.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, Anton, what else is going on in the news?
All right. So other news would be the Uncharted movie. So if you have seen Jimmy Kimmel recently, he had Spider-Man on, which is Tom Holland.
Hmm.
He said he would recently came back from the shutdown of the set of Uncharted. He
Hmm.
did shoot some stuff with Mark Wahlberg, which is kind of exciting. And he said the writing is insane. Like
Hmm.
the scale of this movie is nothing to be compared to. So kind of
Hmm.
excited for that. I know the game itself. Like if you play it, it feels like you're playing a movie and
Hmm.
you're actually controlling your character. Um, and it just it feels so like compared to anything that you ever played. I would say it's kind of like Modern Warfare. You know those cutscenes where you actually get to control your character?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like very
basically that.
like you get to look around as everything plays out.
Yeah, so that's basically what this is. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. And at the same time, he kind of confirmed about Spider-Man 3, how
Hmm.
it's being pushed back. And I think the reason why they're pushing it back is because all the Marvel movies are pushing back further. So they're trying to match everything, and also it kind of is a good thing because he can finish the Uncharted movie before he moves on to shooting Spider-Man. Because I think Spider-Man was supposed to be shooting this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're supposed to finish it up. Yeah, speaking of that, so it's another Spider-Man franchise, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2,
Hmm.
was also delayed. It was supposed to be slated for April 8th, 2022.
Hmm.
Now it's expected October of 2022.
Oh.
It makes me wonder, I think that's more of a scheduling thing. They're just
Hmm.
trying to space out their movies and push everything out. Not really that much of a difference, but
Hmm.
still.
Yeah.
All right, Anton. And what else going on in the Marvel universe?
So we got Doctor Strange. The title's a little long. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So
Mm-hmm.
they lost a couple of directors. The main director didn't really have the vision that he wanted.
You
So
didn't have enough madness. Got it.
yeah, exactly. So some other guy that had even more madness took the job as a director for this movie, and is Sam Raimi. You know Sam Raimi.
Um, yeah. Well, yeah, and I also know he likes to put his brother into a lot of his movies. Um, yeah, a lot of people keep bringing up Spider-Man,
Hmm.
the Tobey Maguire one, and it's it's not the same thing. Like, like
It's not.
he's done other. Sam Raimi has done other things that just yes, there's superhero movies, but
He's done The
uh,
Ring. He's done
yeah,
Evil Dead.
yeah. See, like
He's
those, I think are more related to this movie than Spider-Man.
hmm yeah.
So, yeah, yes, they're both Marvel properties, Sony licensing.
hmm
Um, but yeah, no, definitely different theme for the movie.
hmm
Which I like Sam Raimi as a director. He's good.
He's
He
good.
gets a little cheesy, but also gets creepy too. So
Yeah,
good
he's
balance.
solid guy. All right.
Yeah.
So that's
Uh,
pretty much it. Other Spider-Man news. Venom 2.
yeah. So Venom 2. So two things came out for Venom 2. One, we finally got a title. It's Venom: Let There Be Carnage,
That's an
which
awesome
is going to
title.
be, yeah, for real. Um, which I think people are kind of upset though, because I think the comic book series or one of the series is called Maximum Carnage.
hmm
So their people were kind of said they didn't name it that, but that's fine. But this one is going to be PG-13 out of the gate. So I think with that guidance or that like parameter set early on, it should be better for the writing and better for the directing.
hmm
But that one did get pushed out till June 25th, 2021.
Hmm.
Probably to line up with the other Sony and Marvel stuff coming out. Real quick before we go a little further there, also Thor: Love and Thunder was delayed to February 11th, 2022, and Doctor Strange 2. I don't think you said the new date, but the new date for Doctor Strange 2 is March 25th, 2022.
hmm
So Marvel's really need to is slowly starting to pack in movies back to back at this point because they don't want to delay stuff too much.
hmm
And then I think that's it. That's all their new stuff, right?
hmm All right, let's get into streaming.
All right, streaming time. Before we start streaming, I just want to say, did you see this Josiah's message to us on Twitter about hit episode 200?
Uh, I did see it. I get a glimpse, and I couldn't read the rest because it was just like a little message in the
Yeah, there was
book.
a oh yeah, there was a few chains going on at once. Yeah, so Josiah's our friend from the Comic Book Syndicate. He's gonna reach episode 200, and I believe 5 or 6 episodes, if I
hmm
remember right.
hmm
Trying to remember what number he's on now.
hmm
And yeah, he's trying to put together an idea of what he wants to do for episode 200. I think he wants to do like a virtual party. So we're invited. I don't know
Okay.
how he's going to set it up. I don't know if you're going to be able to attend because you might have other priorities, but just so
No.
you know.
So we're zooming. I'm guessing.
That seems to be the trend. I
Yeah.
mean, why not? All right. Speaking of parties, The Mandalorian. Let's get your party ready for October 2020.
hmm
Season 2 is set to premiere on that date. And also the other bit of news for The Mandalorian, season 3 is in development. That gets me excited because that lets me enjoy season 2 even more.
Yeah. So that way we know for sure that once season 2 ends, there's something else waiting for us next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be a cliffhanger that leaves nowhere.
hmm Yeah, so I that's kind of cool. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the new Disney Plus series where they go behind the scenes and do like a round table with the directors and actors of the show.
No, I want to check it out. And I think the first one is Star Wars one, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's I think it is called. Sorry, I had it up here earlier here. Um,
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it before it came. I think like the week before it came out, and it
mhm.
got me really excited because it seems very interesting.
Disney
Um,
Gallery.
Gallery, there we
Yeah,
go.
so it's an 8 episode series on for this one. Yeah, so I'm kind
Yeah,
of excited. It's kind of cool. You get to see all the directors come together and talk about how exciting they were working on the project. And from what they're talking about, it kind of intrigues me because each person had a different vision. So
hmm
it's exciting to see people who have directed only a few things before, like Bryce Dallas Howard. Like she only did so much, and she was excited to get more creative on her creative side doing this.
hmm
And so we got some female directors in this, so
yeah,
kind of excited to see like more people come into this with a better um, uh, creativity to it that is what that are
Yeah,
women.
yeah, and I think I just realized too. I think they're releasing the Star Wars one on May 4th,
Yeah,
right?
May
I think
May the
starts.
4th.
Yeah, that's Star Wars Day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anton. So non-Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Scoob, the movie that I'm sure a lot of people had on their radar to waiting for it to come in theaters, is going straight to video on demand. It's coming video on demand on May 15th,
Mm.
both for purchase and for renting. So how many copies are you going to buy it on? How many platforms are you going to buy it for?
It's a rental. It's a rental.
If that.
Yeah.
If that.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right,
I have to
Anton.
go back to the Mandalorian.
Go ahead.
A couple days ago, I went on YouTube, and the thing that was trending was Mandalorian trailer, season 2.
Oh, God.
So I clicked on it, and I'm like, "Oh, okay,
You,
cool. Oh, all right,
you got
here we
Rickrolled.
go. Yeah." It's a freaking parody trailer about Baby Yoda growing up. He's a teenager, and he's not listening to the Mandalorian. That's what
So
it's
it's Baby
about.
Groot. It's
Yeah,
Baby Groot.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of, have you seen Igloo's line of Star Wars like little like mini coolers?
Mm-hmm.
They have the Baby Yoda one where like it looks like he's in his own little like carriage or like
I didn't see
basket.
that.
I'm like, all right, it's been sold out, but like I think all the profits go towards COVID victims. So I'm like, that's cool. I mean, I hope they bring more in stock again. I might be tempted. All right, Anton.
Cute.
What happened?
It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, Anton. So last time, I think one of the last movies you saw in theaters, right, was Onward.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got to check that out on Disney Plus. You weren't a fan of it. You said you weren't. It didn't have the Pixar feel to it, right?
I didn't get the feels like watching Toy Story.
Oh, Toy Story is like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
For on the feel scale.
Mm-hmm.
Onward, it was not what I expected, and I think that's why I actually enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was not one. It's not gonna be like a top 10 Pixar
Mm-hmm.
movie.
I think I put the bar very low for you to like exceed that.
I think so,
Yeah.
and I think because the trailer itself doesn't do it justice. I thought it was gonna be very sappy about the dad, or just kind of what kind of wacky shenanigans is a pair of legs gonna get into. um, but yeah, like I like the chemistry between the brothers, and having an older brother and stuff like that. Like it rang true to me, so I
Yeah.
think that's why I connected
Well,
to
you
it.
have a brother that's kind of like that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Captain Pun? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Martha too. She has an older brother, and she got teary eyed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into it because we've talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
Onward, I would give it 3.75. That's what, C plus, B minus, around there.
Yeah, that's not
B,
bad. That's a fair
C
score.
plus. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And I think it would have been higher if I talked about it right after I saw it too.
Yeah.
Other stuff in streaming. I've been watching a show that I haven't seen in a couple of years called The 100. I think I told you about it a while ago. The 100 takes place 100 years in the future, well, 90 something years in the future, where after the world ended in a nuclear apocalypse, the only survivors were astronauts in space.
Mm-hmm.
That were in satellites or space stations, and with the ground pretty much being destroyed, all the countries and all the satellites and space and stations work
International
together.
Space Center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they worked together, and they brought all of them together and connected them. So it's just one big floating spacecraft called the Ark. And then this takes place 100 years after the apocalypse, where they send down 100 people to, check out the Earth, see what's happened. If it's people, they'll be able to colonize it again. And yeah, and then madness ensues. I have been watching season 5 of this show. It's one of those shows that you hate every character, but then they do something that you kind of go, yeah, I kind of get it.
Uh-huh.
But also, I don't know. I still wouldn't have done what you did, and you're an idiot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
um, yeah, you know me. I love these sci-fi shows that kind of really examines, uh, humanity as a whole, and I think this show really does a good job of it. I mean, it shows you the people that try to do the 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 best, regardless of the price, and you have those that, for lack of a better term, want to watch the world burn because they really don't give an f. They don't value their own life, and they don't care what happens to any other people, and they just want to cause as much mayhem as possible. As much as I hate some of these characters, you can easily see every scenario that happens here happening in real life. Like, if people were put in that situation, somebody would make that stupid decision. Yeah, dude. I think right now they're up to season 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're working on season 7, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea how these writers keep amping it up after every season.
So,
Go ahead.
so how would you compare this show to one of your favorite shows, Jericho?
I think this is, if Jericho was able to continue, it might make it to this certain point here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jericho was cut short, I believe season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, they had to cut it short because of the writer strike that happened in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I think like 2006, 2005. And I think this is similar pacing, actually, because in
Mm-hmm.
season 1 of the 100, their mission is to reach an old military bunker. Which, well, spoiler, even though it's been out for 6 years, they
Mm-hmm.
do reach it, and there are weapons inside, similar to Jericho, which they did, cover the military. So, as long as there's weapons and Humvees, somebody's going to try to take it and say they're the military.
Yeah.
We got the guns. Tell us we're wrong.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm trying to compare the shows, because like Jericho was such a good concept, but
Mm-hmm.
it fell short. But on the other
Yeah.
hand, this show made it through.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I think it started on the CW, but everything I've been seeing lately has seen Sci-Fi. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if Sci-Fi if the CW canceled it and then Sci-Fi picked it up, or if
I
they're
think that's probably what happened.
yeah.
I would guess so.
Yeah, so I started watching episode 1 with Martha because I wanted her to check it out. I was telling her about it, and watching episode 1 and knowing where they are now, totally different drama. And it's funny because I'm like, I would say season 4 is a very sci-fi channel scenario. Whereas like it's kind of over the top, big stakes, actual decisions need to be made, life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1 of season 1, teenage drama, CW, very CW like show. Every character is clearly, or what could clearly be, or was a model at some point in their career.
Hey, it totally makes sense. Let's say, kids in high school started watching the show
Yeah.
during season 1. And then once they graduated, they got to adult it up. And I guess the show changed for that demographic, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's really hard to talk about the show without giving spoilers season, but yeah, I mean, I recommend, if you like, a post-apocalyptic scenarios, if you like just sci-fi scenarios in general, The 100 is a good dystopian show to check out. I mean, easily 6 seasons. That's like what, 120, 30 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good binging for while you're in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anton. Ready into gaming?
Yeah, let's get into gaming.
All right, gaming. So I didn't talk about this last time we recorded, but I did play the board game Catan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Settles like Catan. And this was I've had the freaking game for over a year, and this is the first time I got the chance to bust it out. It was my girlfriend and her sister-in-law. It was three
You
of
played
us.
this game before, right?
No, it was my first
No?
time.
Okay. All right.
And everybody enjoyed it. It was surprising how well it went. For people who aren't familiar with this, it's a octagonal or hexagonal shaped map
Hmm.
with tiles with different terrains, forest, fields, mountains, desert, and I forgot what else. To that you try to build a settlement and you try to position yourself to be able to benefit from each of the resources and gather resources to expand your territory.
Hmm.
And first one to either have the biggest army or the biggest territory
No,
up
you
to
have to
10
have
points.
multiple, a
Yeah,
little bit of everything.
you have to get 10 points to win.
Hmm.
You get points by building and you know collecting and building stuff. Uh, I'm happy with how it went with the whole
Hmm.
trading part and the building part because you told me you played that same weekend and yours went the other way.
Oh yeah, like it's a pretty insane game. It can take up to like 3 hours if you're playing like a good game with somebody. It takes a lot of time because every single turn that you get, or everybody gets, they take time to like go through and figure out what they want to do before it's next person's turn.
Yeah.
Um, there are times where you can just do a couple things because you only need to do something on one turn, so you can just hand
Hmm.
it over to somebody. But if it's something where you're like, oh, I need to trade, anybody want to trade, and you're like discussing it over, so that's the only thing
Yeah.
that takes long throughout the whole entire game.
That's one thing I do like about this game is you're not really limited on the amount of actions you can take. If you
Hmm.
can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Um, which it's I managed to win my game
Hmm.
because uh my girlfriend's sister-in-law was she waited too long to do certain actions and I beat her to it.
Okay,
Uh
so I think what we should do is we should try out that colonial colonist colonist.io. We
okay.
should set up like a Discord, and we should play a game out and see how it goes. So
Okay.
basically, we have a microphone that we can talk to each other, trade, and all that stuff. And
Okay.
then yeah, we should do that sometime this week.
Sounds good. I'm
Hmm.
down. Um Man, I like the game and I like that it's random. It's randomizable.
Yeah.
Random. Because the tiles, the map is never the same twice. I mean, you
Hmm.
could set it up the same way, but ideally you want to shuffle the tiles, and when you lay them out, they're going to be in a different pattern, so people aren't trying to do the same strategy over and over again.
Yeah. And even though like you think this game is kind of complicated the way it is already, it gets even more complicated when you play the expansions or the different versions of the
I
game.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I started playing a Seafarers version of it,
Hmm.
and um, I was playing with
Oh,
the. Sorry.
no, I saw that. That's like a bigger. Well, I think they all add tiles, but I think that's like the biggest set map I saw for the expansions.
Yeah, because the Seafarers mode is they have islands. They have the mainland, and then you have to build like ships to connect to
Hmm.
the other islands, and then you start getting the resources from that too. And yeah, it just gets so complicated because you're already worrying about the mainland already, but now you have to figure out how to build ships to get to the other lands.
Yeah.
And the strategy totally changes because if you think about it, the original game, you have to figure out where you place your first two houses at the very beginning of the game. So you
Hmm.
try to go more inland and some outland. And this
Hmm.
one, you would have to start out with the outside areas first because you want ports to get your
Got
ships
it.
onto the other islands. So it
Yeah.
changes the whole dynamic of the game.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that I found that kind of neat.
Yeah, you have to change your priorities a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean the game seems a bit intimidating at first, but once you get into the flow of it, it's pretty fun. It's a lot of options, but that's what makes the game fun. So,
Hmm.
speaking of interesting and open and a lot of options, Animal Crossing. Have you played it yet, or have you been too busy? Because I know you downloaded it, but last time we talked about it, you haven't opened it up.
I still haven't played it yet. I've seen so many people build so many interesting things. After I'm done with this, I think that's all I'm going to be playing. After I'm
Fair
done
warning.
with my projects.
Fair warning. It's still going to take some time to build because some stuff. Say you build up your museum, that's going to take a day for it to upgrade. So no matter how much you move forward, you're going to hit those points where you just have to, well, that's all I can do for today, and just put it down and
Yeah.
wait until tomorrow.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten that far. I think I'm at least to the point where I can do multiple things and not just try to finish I think I'll call it a tutorial where
Mhm.
it's trying to like walk you through the different options you can do for your island.
Mhm.
I finally got to invest in the turnip market. Have you seen what that is? I don't know if they had in the other iterations of Animal Crossing.
You're gonna have to refresh me on that.
Okay, so in the game, there's different fruits and plants you can grow on your island
Mhm.
to have different varieties. But there's one type of produce called turnips that you can't grow, and you can only buy once a day, Sunday mornings. And your goal is to buy it at the cheapest price and sell it at the most expensive price you can sell it at throughout the week. So this is the Animal Crossing's stock market.
It's kind of like the Cyberco Market.
Yeah,
Remember that? Yeah.
yeah. That's a throwback. But yeah, the thing with this one is you can only purchase it on in the morning. I think from like 8 a.m. till noon.
Mhm.
Um, and you have the rest of the week to sell the turnips at the best price you can. If
Mhm.
you don't sell it by the next Sunday, your turnips will spoil.
Oh.
If you try to time jump, your turnips will spoil. So they're being very careful about the whole cheating thing. So there's actually I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm gonna try it out for this week since this is my first time buying turnips. Um, there's a turnip calculator online. It's called ac-turnip.com, and you just enter the price that you bought it at. You bought your turnips at, and then you record the prices throughout the week. So Monday morning you record the price, and then Monday afternoon the price will change, and you track it throughout the week, and it tells you uh, what day and what time would be the best time of the week to sell your turnips. And apparently it's an
Mm.
algorithm. It's a predictive algorithm, so
Mhm.
it's not completely random. And the thing too is, if you have friends that are playing, say your turnip price is 89 bells, which bells is the currency of the game,
Mhm.
for your island. If you go to your friend's island, they can have a better price. They can sell. They can be buying bells at 200. So each island has a different price,
So
and I think it's like a preset.
you can share like the prices with your
Uh
friends,
huh.
so they can come and
Yeah.
buy it. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Mhm.
there's some Discord groups too that they share the what their island price is for turnips, and you can request a traveler code to visit them.
Mhm.
However, this is something I started noticing too when I was reading through like the walkthrough guides. Uh, those people will do that at a price. So they get like a finder's fee or a flat fee to use their island's price.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna use that website, try to find the best deal. Hopefully, get it. Since I'm working from home, I should be able to take advantage of it.
Mhm. That's
All right,
awesome.
Anton. Yeah. All right, Anton. Last thing on our list here: Modern Warfare Warzone, which we talked about in the news about the cheaters,
Mhm.
but you and I have been playing it on and off the last 2 weeks. What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts are, I like the game. I like it a lot. Uh,
The the guns are so freaking satisfying.
yeah, they're very, very, very satisfying. For me, I'm experiencing on PC. I
That's true.
I'm trying to get the settings down because The frame rates are kind of out of whack for me because I think it's trying to get the best visuals out of it. Because I know that if I was to compare my graphics card to the Xbox, the graphic card is better than the Xbox One. However, I think I need to play around with it to get to a point where I'm comfortable.
Tune it up a bit.
Yeah, tune it up a bit. And I found out that sitting the way I am on here, it's hard for me to move the mouse around because I'm sitting a little low. So last time when we were playing, I put a couple of pillows under my seat. I raised myself up, and the way that I move my mouse is like super quick. So I'm able to snipe people down and start killing more people.
Wait. So is that the round where we like lasted and we got second place or third place?
Yes. Yeah. So
that was an intense game.
Yeah, that was very intense.
Really quick. So I really thought we were gonna lose that round. So so Anton and I usually team up, and then we join quads, teams of 4. So we'll get 2 random people to join us. We had a plan on where we're gonna drop on the map. Somebody one of the other people hit the wrong button, and since we're team players, we said screw it. Everybody jump out now. Follow the guy. The guy's color was green. Follow green down. We'll work it out when we get there.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody got any good guns, right? I think I was walking around with a freaking pistol for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah. There was no boxes for you.
There was nothing. So we were in like a little like I guess cliff, the bottom of a cliff. So I said, screw it, we need to get higher ground because we're gonna get shot. I was trying to make my way up. Luckily, you guys were like, screw it, just follow him. He seems like he has a plan, which I really didn't. I just wanted to get a freaking weapon. And we ended up in a warehouse area. Still nothing. We started going to this little village next to the warehouse area. A freaking vehicle showed up. And by some miracle, we took out the vehicle with our crappy weapons, even though they had crazy machine guns, great sniper rifles, and some perks that they could have easily wiped us out, and we killed them.
Yeah.
And that's what changed it for us, because we were able to hold off the warehouse area. We killed at least 20 people trying to invade us.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
Dude,
it's funny because I wasn't even with you guys. I was outside in a tower.
You want to freaking watch? Yeah, you went into a freaking watchtower.
Yeah, and then I saw people. I was tagging people, especially the enemies coming in. I'm like, all right, we got some guys on the right side. So I tag. And then next thing I know, boom, boom, he's down. So
yeah,
awesome.
it worked. Yeah, it worked out pretty well because I think people were either focusing on you because they thought you were by yourself, so you were a pretty easy target. And then you would tag them and we would shoot them. And then there was other times that they would try to sneak up on us to try to get, because the warehouse we were in was 2 floors. They would try to sneak into the first floor, and we tag them, and then all of a sudden you just pick them off. So they're trying to walk in. So it was a good divide and conquer there, and it was such a freaking fun round because the guys we were playing with actually worked together. We were actually communicating. It just we got third place because we just got in a bad position at the end, but that was such a freaking fun round. I had a bit of anxiety. I didn't even touch my coffee that morning.
Wow. Yeah, it was pretty intense. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I kind of like the gulag as a second chance to get back into the game. That feature is kind of very interesting.
Let's talk about that for a second. So that's one thing about this gameplay is there's different ways to get back. If you die, that's not the end of for you. You can either, like I said, if it's the first time you died, you get to fight in the gulag, which is a mini game. Let's call it like a side game or a mini game within the game where you go 1 versus 1 against another player that died, and you guys fight for the right to come back to the game.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
If you died in that round, or if you get killed again later on in the game, your team can revive you, bring you back. If they have enough cash, they can bring you back, which is nice because I mean, it's nice to be able to finish a game with a whole team, and it's cool because if you died early, there's a chance you can come back. It's not and Isn't it?
I
You don't
think
have to quit
I think that's a
and
good
rejoin.
thing for this game because it brings a balance. Because you got
Yeah.
some really crazy, insane artillery, especially if you're on a kill streak. You get
Hmm.
UAVs, you get helicopters, you get like all these airstrikes that you can use to your advantage. And the thing that kind of balances it is if you're the only one left on your team, you can bring them back and then bring salvation to your whole team again because
Yeah.
you have that flexibility of like, hey, maybe maybe we can win this one,
Yeah.
even though you're by yourself. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's try. Yeah, so it kind of gives you that moment of like, wow, we really tried really hard and it worked out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's really nice that one player on your team can bring back the whole team.
Hmm.
It's also just as satisfying being the jerk that kills the person trying to revive their team.
Hmm.
It's happened to me where I'm trying to like I'm walking towards the buy station where you revive people, and I'm like, okay, gotta save my team, gotta save my team, and I see a guy already there. I'm like, oh, let me just shoot him really quick, and then I'll take his money and revive my team instead.
That's a good strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's called just jump him at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this game. It's free. I think the season pass, I did the math. Uh, without you buying the bonus like for a CP, I think COD points. It costs $20 per season. I don't know if it's worth it, but the free gameplay itself is pretty fun.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, Anton. If people want to bring us back for another round of episodes, how can they do that?
They can do that by going to our website at www.the2oc.com and maybe buy a sticker, t-shirt, or maybe a hat. And if there was something that we talked about on the show or something in our social media, any of the links that takes anybody to Amazon, it gives us a little kickback. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. You can also follow us on social media at the 2OC on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll usually post some announcements about the when the episode's out or trending news topics that we find interesting or just funny memes.
Mm-hmm.
Find our memes, share them. If you are able to, please go to the Apple Podcast store catalog and give us a 5-star in there. That helps us find new listeners and moves us up the charts a bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/the2oc. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from, and you can use it on your iPhone, Android, Kindle player, or MP3 player. So this week, I forgot the name of the book. I'm kind of interested in reading it. I think it's on the bestseller right now. Totally lost it.
Oh.
Do you have any books of recommendation this week?
Yeah, so one of my favorite authors, David Simpson, he wrote the Post-Human series, and now his collection, the 4-book collection, is available for one Audible credit. That's almost 25 hours of audiobook called the Post-Human Omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
By David Simpson. I love that series. It's a great sci-fi tech. If you're into sci-fi and you're into tech, it's a good series to read through.
Yeah. So I think it was Stephen King's new book that just came out. It's called,
If It Bleeds.
If It Bleeds. That kind of interested me. And then I think there was a Hunger Games prequel series.
Yeah, that's not out yet, but I think that's gonna be a movie.
Yeah, and
I don't think it's gonna be a book.
Actually no, the first book is coming out next month.
Ooh.
So kind of excited for that.
Yeah, this will be interesting. All right, Anton, is that it? Are we good?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Before we wrap up, so Anton's baby is getting closer.
Yeah,
I think
close.
you said we might be able to do one more episode. But going forward, our schedule's a little bit up in the air. So I mean, if we go on a little hiatus, please bear with us, because Anton's gonna be with Dad, and then I would say I would Faja,
Yeah.
Faba. But if it what was that, Grandpa? But I mean, I would say I would record by myself, but it's a little weird talking to yourself with no response. So I don't know if I'll be comfortable doing that. So if you don't hear from me or from us in a couple weeks or next week or after next week, yeah, just hang with us. We'll follow us on social media, and we'll keep you posted.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, Anton. For the 2OC, I'm Al Flores.
And I'm Anton Duan.
See you guys.
See ya.